Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into something pretty significant for businesses looking at AI. That's the really high cost of using cloud-based AI. It's a huge barrier, right? Stopping a lot of companies from jumping in. But what if there was, something else, something that works, saves a ton of money, and keeps your data safe?
Yeah, that's exactly where decentralized AI comes into the picture. It's moving beyond just theory now. It offers a practical way for businesses to get AI benefits without those massive cloud bills and, importantly, keeping control over their data.
Yeah.
And honestly, for businesses that get in early on this, well, the competitive edge could be huge.
Exactly. So in this deep dive, we want to strip away the hype, get down to what decentralized AI actually is. We'll look at how it works, the big advantages, like you said, cost savings, data control, and some real examples of where it's already making a difference. Plus, we'll talk about how you, as a business leader, could maybe start exploring this today, really get a practical handle on it.
Okay, so we all know AI is powerful. It can seriously boost businesses, find efficiencies, understand customers better. The potential is massive.
Right, no question there. And right now, the go-to method is the cloud. That's where most of the heavy lifting happens, the processing, storing all that data needed to train the models.
But that cloud convenience, it comes with a hefty price tag. Often it's just too steep. For a lot of companies, especially maybe smaller ones or those without huge IT budgets, the costs just keep piling up. Storage, computing power, especially for training energy use, it really does act as a barrier. It limits who can actually innovate with AI.
Okay, so the cloud's got this kind of economic gravity holding things back. What's this alternative then? Decentralized AI. What is it, fundamentally?
So decentralized AI simply means AI systems that run across a distributed network. Think lots of connected computers or devices working together instead of everything relying on one central server or cloud provider.
So not one big brain in the cloud, but more like distributed intelligence?
Precisely. And that basic difference in architecture, that's what unlocks the key benefits, hitting the exact pain points of cloud AI cost and data control. Let's start with cost, because that's often the biggest headache. How does spreading the work out actually save money?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. A big part of it is resource sharing. Imagine participants in a network contributing their spare computing power. You don't necessarily need massive dedicated servers yourself.
Right, sharing the load. And tied into that is edge computing. Decentralized systems often process data closer to where it's created, maybe on an IoT device or a local computer. You're not constantly sending huge amounts of data back and forth to the cloud.
Yeah.
That cuts down bandwidth costs, speeds things up too.
Okay, processing locally saves on data transfer and makes things faster. Double win.
Yeah.
But what about training the AI models? That's usually super resource intensive.
Yeah, and that's where something called federated learning is really clever. Basically, you can train models across many different devices without the raw data ever leaving those devices. Each device learns from its local data, and only the learning updates like the improved model parameters get shared, often aggregated centrally. It boosts privacy massively and, again, cuts down on transferring enormous data sets just for training.
So everyone pitches in to make the AI smarter, but without showing their specific data, secure collaboration.
Exactly. Plus, a lot of decentralized AI stuff is built on open source tools. That often means lower or even zero licensing fees compared to proprietary cloud platforms. Another cost saving. And finally, these networks can often scale more dynamically. You use the resources you need when you need them, avoiding paying for idle capacity.
Okay, cost savings are clear. But data privacy, that's huge for businesses. How does decentralized AI help there?
This is, I think, a really fundamental shift. In these systems, the data usually stays with whoever created it. It's not handed over to a third-party cloud provider's central storage. That immediately reduces the risk of breaches, unauthorized access, data misuse.
That definitely sounds like a stronger security setup.
It really is. And it helps massively with regulations like GDPR or CCPA. Decentralized systems can use fancy anonymization techniques, so data can train AI without revealing who it belongs to. Plus, you can build in ways to manage user consent directly, giving people more actual control.
Better privacy, tighter security, easier compliance, that's a strong pitch.
Yeah.
Now, what about scaling? Scaling AI in the cloud can get very expensive very fast.
Right. And decentralized AI offers a different path. It scales by tapping into the collective power of the network. Instead of buying bigger, more expensive central servers, you can leverage the combined resources of all the connected devices, edge devices, PCs, maybe even phones sometimes.
And that distributed nature must make it more resilient too, right? Less likely to go down.
Absolutely. There's no single point of failure. If one node, One device has a problem, the network keeps running. That means better uptime, more reliability. And like we mentioned with edge computing, processing data locally dramatically cuts latency. That's essential for anything needing real-time AI responses.
This really does sound compelling, but what technology actually makes all this work? What's under the hood?
It's a mix of a few key technologies working together. One foundation is distributed ledger technology, or DLT blockchain is the most famous example. This gives you a secure, transparent way to record data and transactions across the network. It's tamper-proof, auditable.
We hear blockchain a lot. How does it specifically help decentralized AI?
Well, its structure creates trust. Because the records can't be secretly changed, everyone on the network can rely on the data. Then you have smart contracts. These are like little programs stored on the blockchain that automatically run when certain conditions are met. They automate processes, cut out middlemen. Think like automated compliance checks for AI ethics built right in.
Okay, built-in trust and automation. Makes sense. What else is key?
Federated learning, which we talked about, crucial for privacy-preserving training. Edge computing, getting processing power close to the data source, vital for speed. Then there are decentralized identity solutions using things like DIDs for managing identities securely and privately. And finally, interoperability protocols. These are needed so different decentralized AI systems can actually talk to each other and share data smoothly.
So it's a whole ecosystem of tech working together. Let's make it concrete. Where are we seeing this actually used? What are some real-world business examples?
Oh, definitely seeing traction. In supply chain management, for instance. Decentralized AI can give real-time visibility across the whole chain. You can use blockchain for tracking goods securely. AI can predict demand, optimize routes. Smart contracts can automate payments when goods arise. It boosts efficiency, cuts risk, even helps with sustainability tracking.
Wow, that could really streamline global trade. What about finance?
Big potential there, too. We're seeing decentralized finance, or DeFi, platforms emerge. They use decentralized AI for things like lending or trading without traditional banks. It can also be used for better fraud detection by analyzing patterns across the network, not just one bank's data. Plus, offering more personalized financial advice, automating regulatory reporting, even enabling community-based decisions on financial products.
And industries with super sensitive data. Healthcare.
Huge potential in healthcare. Imagine securely sharing patient data between doctors for better diagnoses, but without compromising privacy. Using it to speed up drug discovery by analyzing distributed datasets safely. Getting real-time insights for faster clinical decisions, helping researchers collaborate more easily, and ensuring compliance with things like HIPAA through built-in security and audit trails.
Okay, these examples really show the potential. So if I'm a business leader listening, and this sounds interesting, what are the first practical steps? How do I start exploring this?
Good question. The very first thing is, honestly, to take stock internally. Assess your readiness. Look at your current IT setup. Is it compatible? How do you manage data now? What skills do you have in-house? AI, decentralized tech, probably gaps there. Also think about company culture. Are people open to new ways of working? What are the regulations you need to follow? What's your budget for experimenting? And critically, do you have leadership buy-in?
Right, a proper internal checkup first. Then what?
Then build a roadmap, but do it in phases. Don't try to boil the ocean. Define clear goals. What problem are you trying to solve with decentralized AI? Then plan it out. Maybe a small pilot project first, then a limited rollout, then wider deployment if it works. Set milestones for each phase. Think about the risks. Build in ways to get feedback and adjust. Plan your resources, people, money, time, and communicate constantly with everyone involved.
Starting small with a pilot seems smart, less risk.
Definitely. And when choosing that pilot, make sure it tackles a real business need and is actually feasible. Define what success looks like. Upfront, measurable things, KPIs. Get stakeholders involved early. Keep the scope tight initially so it's manageable. At the same time, you need to figure out resources and team structure. Who do you need? Project manager, developers who know this stuff, data scientists, security folks. See what skills you have, where you need to hire or train. Allocate budget, time, tools. Set up regular check-ins to keep things on track.
And finding partners or tech providers in this space, it's still pretty new.
Yeah, that needs careful evaluation. Know exactly what you need technically and functionally. Research vendors. Look for ones with actual experience in decentralized AI, not just buzzwords. Check if their tech fits with yours. Ask about support, training. Understand their pricing fully. And alongside that, you really need to build your own team's knowledge, assess skills, offer training technical stuff, but also just understanding the concepts. Create a culture where it's okay to learn and experiment. Maybe bring in outside experts for a bit to get started faster.
Okay, that's practical advice. But like any new tech, there will be worries. What are the main concerns businesses might have, and how do you tackle them?
Data protection is always top of mind, especially in a distributed setup. So you absolutely need strong encryption for data sitting still and data moving across the network. Robust access controls are key. Who gets to see what? Regular security audits, continuous monitoring, maybe using AI itself to spot threats. You need backups, maybe using blockchain for secure immutable copies, and obviously strict compliance with regulations like GDPR.
What about reliability if it's distributed across lots of potentially different devices?
Good point. Network resilience is built in through things like redundancy, multiple paths for data, load balancing so no single part gets overwhelmed, automated failover systems to switch to backups if something breaks. You need to test this stuff regularly, run drills, and continuous monitoring with alerts is crucial to catch problems early.
And just generally, how do you govern this? Ensure compliance in a decentralized world.
You still need clear rules. Establish strong governance frameworks. That means clear policies. What's allowed, how data is handled, security standards, regular risk assessments are vital. Train your employees so they understand their role in keeping things secure and compliant. Document everything, create audit trails. And if you work with third parties, make sure they meet your standards too.
Looking ahead now, what trends should businesses be watching in decentralized AI?
Well, we expect adoption to really pick up speed. More companies will see the cost and data benefits. There'll be an even bigger focus on privacy and security, driven by regulations and just people wanting more control. We'll need better ways for different systems to work together, interoperability, and a growing focus on ethics in decentralized AI. Market forecasts are predicting really significant growth. It suggests a real shift in how companies do AI.
And how might it connect with other big tech trends like Web3 or the metaverse?
Oh, there's huge potential for integration there. Think decentralized AI, making metaverse experiences more personalized and dynamic, or enabling new kinds of ownership and transactions in Web3. The combination could unlock completely new applications we haven't even thought of yet.
Sounds like it could really shake up competition in many industries.
I think so. Decentralized AI could level the playing field a bit. Smaller companies might be able to compete better with AI without needing giant infrastructure budgets. It could spur new products, lower operating costs, enable new kinds of collaboration. We could see major disruption in finance, healthcare, logistics. Companies that get in early and figure out how to use it strategically, they could gain a really significant advantage. Better efficiency, better privacy for customers, faster innovation.
So if a business goes down this path, how do they know if it's working? How do they measure success and ROI?
You need clear metrics, KPIs. Things like, how accurate are the AI predictions? How fast is the processing? Are people actually using the new tools? What's the cost per transaction compared to before? Are you using your data more effectively? Are customers happier? It's also important to benchmark yourself. Look at what others in your industry are doing, what best practices are. Keep trying to improve based on the data. And think long-term. Track things like customer lifetime value, the overall return on your investment in this tech, maybe net promoter score. Is it contributing to sustainable growth?
This has been incredibly insightful, a really good look at decentralized AI. To wrap things up, what are the absolute key takeaways for someone listening who's thinking about this now?
I'd say the main thing is that decentralized AI is becoming a really serious alternative to cloud AI, especially if cost and data control are major concerns for you. It saves money through things like resource sharing, edge computing, federated learning, open source. The big benefits are lower costs, much better control and security over your data, and more flexible, cheaper scaling. And for businesses that adopt it strategically and, relatively early, the chance to get ahead of the competition is definitely there.
And a final thought to leave everyone with as they consider what this could mean for them.
Maybe just picture a future where AI power and data control aren't so concentrated, where it's more distributed, more democratized. Think about what that could unlock. What new innovations, what new possibilities might emerge, not just for your specific business, but maybe for society more broadly. It's a powerful shift to consider.